It's Nick Chubb week. He's back. He's been practicing. But we're going to go over the most recent practice clips on Nick Chubb, just so you can get a good look at him. We've been covering Nick Chubb at practice throughout the time he's been back. He's been looking good, but we got to look at him some more because we're going to start dialing in on Nick Chubb. Week 7, it looks like they're going to give him some touches to test him out. That's going to be a big moment. And then after that, it's off to the races. You know that because it's Nick Chubb. But before we dig into the practice clips, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're going over practice clips on these players coming back from injury. We're going over fantasy football big time, helping you with the waiver wire, helping you set your lineups, deep diving these players by looking at the advanced analytics and breaking them down for you. The deepest fantasy football channel on the internet. Ric Flair's also watching you, so don't disappoint him. Click that button, stop missing out. But it's Nick Chubb Day. It's Nick Chubb Day. National Nick Chubb Day. Minute and a half. Well, actually almost 2 minutes here of clips scrounged from the internet. And you'll see, you'll get more excited about him as we move through this. But he's moving well. He's looking good. He's looking fluid. Not seeing the knee on this one. But I guarantee you, there we are. Moving laterally. Look at the chops. We're getting low. Moving good. Moving good. I'll say this. I don't know if we'll see it in these clips. But from what I've seen, he's looking better. He's looking more fluid and athletic than compared to the other running backs on the roster. Like it's already a difference. And I don't know if he's 100% back to his old self. Or if he's at 95, 90, 85, 80 or whatever. But just him out there is a big difference. Just him out there. You're seeing him move around. He looks comfortable. He looks fluid. He's looking good. Now watch this one. They do this drill a lot. And the beat writers can only see what the Browns allow them to see. And they allow them to see this. We covered this in depth the first practice. This is basically all he really did. But again, we're chopping. We're chopping. We got the band, remember. We got the hipper on there. And we're moving. We're moving, holding the pad. Here we go again. Moving laterally. Choppy, choppy. Back and forth, around, looking good, looking good. You see that knee? You see that knee? We're good, dude. We're good. Here we are, Nick Chubb, and look how thick he is. Remember, we were squatting 540 pounds off a tsunami bar back in January. We're getting ready for our first game back. Our first game back. And look at his legs compared to Hines, Strong, Jonathan Foreman. They're thicker. They're thicker. Coming back from the knee injury. Look at it that way. Look at it that way. This is a pro's pro. This is what a top-tier running back looks like. We get a lot of good running backs. We get a lot of running backs that are productive. We get a lot of running backs that are more productive in spurts than Nick Chubb. But the thing about Nick Chubb is this is a top-tier generational talent that wasn't treated like a generational talent when he was coming out due to the injuries. And due to the Nick Chubb versus Todd Gurley effect. Because everybody's nut riding Todd Gurley so much. I nut rided both of them, and I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I liked them both. I was a homer on those two running backs. But this guy popped off the step. In high school, college, the NFL, steady, productive. You won't hear one negative peep about him. Not one thing. Hard worker, grinder. Hard worker. He proved that in July. He was sprinting in July. He was sprinting, ready to go. We're going to get some snaps this week. We're going to get some opportunity this week. It's going to look good this week. And then it's going to ramp up. By Thanksgiving, he's going to be the old Nick Chubb to some degree. 80, 90, 95%, 100%. We don't know. But I'll say this. Compared to some of these other running backs, after coming back from a devastating knee injury, that's on this roster, he's moving more fluid. His legs look thicker. He looks more primed and ready to roll. He looks like a pro's pro. That's a pro's pro that gets hit by an injury like that and just comes back, who pushes themselves. That pushes themselves to that limit, to that boundary. That's what he did so he can come back. He's not here to mess around. It does not matter if the Browns are bad. It does not matter if he's coming back from injury. He's just going to wake up and do the work. That's what you see from Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is an inspirational player. If you're a young kid watching this is a player you need to idolize after for your game because he works hard. He does not let setbacks set him back. They're just learning opportunities. That's the type of player he is. We've covered him so many times. I can grasp that from him, and it's pretty obvious once you listen to some of his press conferences and interviews that that's the type of player. This is a player everybody loves in the National Football League. It was devastating when he went down with the injury. This is a player that we're all rooting for. If you're in fantasy, you got to try and get him. I think it's going to be hard. You should have did that about a month ago when I first sounded the alarm. And the You Need series, you should have did that. That's what that was for, to try and get him. Try to get him on the cheap. I'm not letting him go. I'm not letting him go. Because this is a lottery ticket that could go to the moon. This could be a league-winning piece for you on your fantasy team. This could be a player that could really impact your team and allow you to win the league. This is a player over the last few weeks of the season could go blast off, and next thing you know, you got an extra RB1 in your lineup, and you're going to be devastating to deal with. Nick Chubb, though, football-wise, we're rooting for him. We're rooting for him. A lot of upside, looking good, moving well, and looks like he's coming back. I'm excited for Nick Chubb. I want to know if you are. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.